Hey everyone, welcome back to Movie Idol. So in this video, I want to talk about a scene that happened between Gamma and Aaron where Gamma wants to see her nephew, and it's just a really odd scene that is definitely raising a lot of questions. Is Gamma wanting to leave the Whisperers? What kind of information is she going to give them? What's going on with all of that? Well, before we jump in, I do have to warn you, obviously, for spoilers for episode 7 of season 10. Also, if you want reviews of every episode, information breakdowns, and discussions on all the news that comes out surrounding The Walking Dead, just make sure to be a subscriber. Now, in this scene here, we see Gamma and Aaron, and Gamma wants to see her nephew, who is now named Adam. It's such a weird turn for the character because obviously Gamma, for the last however long, she's been pretty loyal to Alpha. We have seen some struggle, but it's never been completely spelled out what the character really believes in, because the character is really messed up. Like, she pushed her sister into the Whisperers, or I mean the Walkers, right? She sacrificed her sister in order to save Alpha because she really believed in what Alpha was saying, and obviously the whole Lydia thing is going to screw a lot of shit up, and that's one thing I'm not going to be talking a lot about in this video, is the reveal of what happened between Gamma and Lydia, and just how that's going to affect Gamma and her decisions going forward. I imagine that's why she's actually telling Aaron all this information, but I'm sure there's going to be some really crazy consequences to Lydia being in that territory, to people finding out that Lydia is alive. What is that going to do to Alpha? But yeah, that's definitely an important point to mention. The question that I do have for you guys is, do you think Gamma is turning, or do you think she's playing Aaron? As of now, just from what they're giving us anyways, it looks like Gamma is trying to screw Alpha over, obviously because of what happened with Lydia. And I do think that's probably the case. Like, I'm just going to say, I do think Gamma is likely trying to turn over, I guess, to the light side in that sense, right? Like, I definitely think she I don't know if she wants to join Alexandria. Maybe she's trying to see how things could play out there, but I definitely think she doesn't want to be a part of the Whisperers, just because, I mean, the whole thing with Gamma was, well, if Alpha killed her daughter to believe in this way of life, then when I killed my sister, that should have been okay too. Like, I am just like Alpha, and Alpha lying and doing that. Gamma's probably like, well, I'm sure Alpha's lying about a bunch of other things. So I believe in what she's doing. I definitely think she's turning over to the light side. I think she really wants to see her nephew because, I mean, she killed her sister, right? That's going to be an awkward conversation later on with her nephew when she has to explain what happened to his mom. But just the way this scene is playing out, it looks like Gamma is trying to screw Alpha over because she has some intel and stuff that they probably want to know. And she's like, if you let me see my nephew and all that, I'll give you some information. But I really think Alpha knows this. I feel like there's going to be a scene just beforehand where Alpha is going to mention something or something like that anyways. And Gamma's going to be like, she'll kind of remember that or whatever. And then, yeah, I don't know. Overall, I don't think Alpha's dumb. Because how ridiculous would that be if Alpha was just that dumb? That all of the, like, she's supposed to be a master manipulator. She's supposed to be incredibly intelligent, but all of this stuff with Gamma, all the stuff that they did with Gamma in last night's episode where she was like whipping her because she didn't want her to break and all of that, what, Alpha just believed her? Like, Alpha's not that dumb. I'm sure Alpha has dealt with this in the past. And so all of that would just go over her head? No, I think there's something more here. This whole thing with Alpha wanting Gamma to go over there to speak to the Metal Man, to get some intel or information on Alexandria, is just ridiculous because she's already getting intel and information from Dante. That other scene that I talked about in my other video, that proves that Alpha was already getting information from within the community. So what she's doing with Gamma is kind of pointless. There's nothing, you know what I mean? I think Alpha is setting her up, and I think she's setting her up to set up a trap. I think she's playing chess. There's this whole long game that she's playing, and I think she's just using Gamma in that plan. She knows that Gamma is going to go and tell them all the information that Alpha wants them to know, because Daryl says in the trailer, he's like, what, you want to trust a Whisperer? And I think he's probably referring to some of the information that Gamma gave them, since Carol is so desperate, and they've really, really proved that this season, that she's just so desperate to defeat Alpha. She'll do anything to defeat her, the Horde, anything. She just wants her to die. I think she's blind to what's going on, and I think it's going to get them trapped later on. Again, Alpha has to be doing all this for a reason, and I think she's setting them up for something. Because as of now, it just seems like Carol can't do wrong. You know what I mean? Like, Carol's instincts are generally right. I think in this situation, Daryl's right. Like, Daryl's like, what, you want to trust a Whisperer? Obviously, Daryl's not completely right in that situation because Gamma could be telling the truth, but she's just being set up, right? So Daryl's instincts and all of this, like I said in my other video, I really believe in Daryl's instincts here. I think or I guess just the dialogue used there, like, you really want to trust a Whisperer. I feel like that's going to be something we're going to reference after the episode's done. And it's like, yeah, you do not trust a Whisperer. Even if they're telling the truth completely, Alpha could be setting them up for something, right? Now, as for what trap this could be, because we're focusing so much on like the whole spy thing and Gamma being set up and all of that. Now, what kind of trap could this be? I mean, this could range from, I mean, anything, right? From something like a literal trap where, like, if you remember last season, Rick and Daryl fell into that huge hole. Maybe she's trying to do that with these characters, trap them, all the leaders anyways, the main people, and then use that as evidence that you were trying to kill us, you were trying to do whatever, and then they go and attack Alexandria. Because Alpha wants to get rid of them. Like, that has basically been proven at this point. Alpha just wants those communities to be gone. The whole border thing is just, I guess, a defense for now, because I think if they both went to war at the same time, the Whisperers would lose. And everyone pointed it out last season. Like, it's just, yes, they have guns. I guess now they have guns out of nowhere, but they're not as equipped as Alexandria, the Hilltop, and all that, so they would lose in a battle anyways. I think that's the only way the Whisperer arc actually worked is because of what's been going on the last, like, season and a half or whatever. It's all the creepiness, it's all the spy stuff, it's trying to not kill people, trying to live with people, and I think the Whisperer Pikes definitely gave them that fear, or our characters that fear to not want to do anything, and so, yeah, I don't know, I think the trap could literally be an actual trap, or it could be something to do with, like, setting off that horde. Although then you could raise questions of, well, why didn't Alpha just set out that horde on her own? It depends. It could be something completely original. Again, I think all of this also proves that Alpha's not going to die in the mid-season finale. We're just not at that point yet, and I don't think Negan's in next week's episode or Beta at all, and they haven't given Alpha a lot of story, a lot of just, yes, she's gotten a big story, obviously she's the main villain, but she hasn't really done anything big. I think the mid-season finale is going to be that. I really think there's going to be some kind of trap here set up, and as of now, I'm just going to say that they're going to fall in a deep hole. Just because I don't know what this trap could be. I really don't. I just find it so off that she's already getting information from Dante, but she wants more information from Gamma. It's like, you don't need that information. You already have someone literally on the inside doing what you want him to do. It's like, there's no point in doing what you're doing with Gamma unless you're planning something. And I mean, yeah, as for now, they're going to fall in a big hole. And so how does this relate with Michonne and the other storylines? I don't really think it does. I think stuff with Ezekiel and Eugene and all of that is like Commonwealth related. That's definitely set up for later on. As for Michonne and Oceanside, I mean, I definitely think what we're getting in the mid-season finale with Virgil, that's set up for Michonne's exit, I believe. I think that's set up for the Rick Grimes movies, kind of. Because Virgil, and I did do my research, but I do want to do a video talking about this storyline in particular later on this week, maybe tomorrow. But he's a character that is trying to search for his family. It's really just as simple as that, and he seems to be just on his own. And because of where Oceanside is, I don't think he's a Whisperer. They already did the spy storyline. They're not going to repeat it again. And so I think he's a new character. I really think he's just going to be a new character because he spends so much time with Michonne. It's like, I think Michonne's going to learn something more there. I really do. I think Virgil, like what they're explaining Virgil to be is a character trying to return to his family, not trying to find his family. He's trying to return to his family. So where could his family be? Is his family at the Commonwealth or a different community? Like, is he going to explain something in terms of that? What if he mentions something like, oh, I had a friend named Rick, blah, blah, blah. Like imagine if Michonne finds out about Rick through him. Again, we'll talk about all the possibilities because there's so many possibilities when it comes to this character and Michonne's exit. But I don't think Michonne's going to be connected to anything to do with the Whisperers at all in the mid-season finale. I think what's going to be happening there is a separate storyline, but in the mid-season premiere, maybe Michonne comes to the rescue and all that because there's still that shot of her with the bat. She has a different outfit on, and yeah, I don't know when that takes place. At this point, I really think that's in the second half of the season. I don't think that's happening in episode 8. That's probably episode 9, 10, obviously 11 or 12. So overall, what do I think of the direction of the Whisperer War and how they've been handling everything? I think it's been overall fine. Like this first half of the season has definitely been very, very slow. I feel like, I don't know, it could just be me, but episode 7 definitely got me back into the loop. I enjoyed the Negan and Beta stuff. I really enjoyed all of that. I enjoyed Negan's standalone episode and all of that, but the season was definitely very, very slow. Episode 1 and 2, I enjoyed them. I really did enjoy them. It's just, they weren't that exciting. To be honest, they weren't that exciting. Episode 3, I would argue, was literally the first episode to the season. The 2 beforehand were kind of just like backstory episodes. Backstories to the season just kind of set up for the season. Episode 3 kind of got things moving along. So overall, I mean, slow season, but obviously it's all paying off. The mid-season finale is going to be pretty epic. It was all set up for this episode, so that's why I'm super, super hyped. I really do still believe in Angela Kang. She's done a really amazing job with this season, a really amazing job with the Whisperers in general, with all of our characters. And yeah, I think she handled Silence the Whisperers right. I think she's handling the Whisper War right. I can't wait to see what she brings in the second half. And yeah, I'm really hyped for the mid-season finale. But let me know what you guys think about Alpha's plan or Alpha's trap. Do you think that she's going to be setting up our characters for a trap, or am I just going too crazy? Again, I mean, it could just be as simple as that. It's possible that Alpha just wants more sources for information, that she wants Gamma to find some more information and wants information from Dante. Like, obviously that's possible, but I just find it very odd that that's a storyline right now, that she wants Gamma to do all this when she's already getting information from Alexandria. It just kind of feels very off. And obviously I don't think Gamma knows of Dante and all of that, right? So yeah, anyways, that's my theory right now, but post your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys think of the theory that I have right now. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.